Hey everybody, Angie here, coming on to do Marguerite Miller's collage challenge, weekly challenge with you guys. Got my notebook here, and let's see what we've got. We are on week 14. So let's see, last week I'm getting a little top heavy here, and I've been kind of running into some problems here with the weight on this. Let's see what I can use this week. Got my little crocodile punch here. Let's see if that will, looks like that'll work. Let me see if I'm in frame for you guys here first. It's gonna cast a little shadow. I think you guys can see pretty well. Okay, let's get this baby knocked out. I've got all my goodies here. We'll run through the prompts and we'll get this thing knocked out. Okay. Week 14, the prompts are a ribbon, a plant, a person in whichever form, splashes or splotches, sheet music, and for a bonus, a piece of sewing pattern. So this one was really easy to put together this week because I've, over the last few days, I've had all these items very close at hand, so I didn't have to go searching for these items. I've got a piece of a sewing pattern. I used that, I think, actually on last week's collage. Yeah, so I had that. So I hadn't put it away yet, so I've got that, a piece of sheet music, and I had used that, so I have this piece here. Splashes or splotches, great thing, I don't have that much paints, or at least loose paints. I have acrylic paints, which is a heavier, thicker paint, but as far as looser paints, I don't have any. But this was gifted to me by a new friend here in the crafting community. Thank you, Lene. So I have those that I can use for this project. A person, I have this cute little image here, little badass Betty Boop. So I'm going to use that. And then a plant, I fussy cut out this house plant here. So I'm going to use that, and I wish I had cut out a couple of them because I don't know if this is going to be enough to fill this page. For some reason it tells me this is going to be very sparse collage, but I'm just going to work with what I've got. A ribbon, I've got these couple little pieces here, and those worked out well because there's red in her little outfit there, so that will go well. As well as I brought in a little red butterfly. And then another piece of ribbon. I've got this little white piece of lace here. And then these are just a couple pieces that I have laying on my desk. I'm kind of thinking going with a black and white theme because there's black and white in the sheet music. There's black and white in the Betty Boop image. And then this had black and white, and I like the pattern. And then along with the sewing pattern paper theme, I had this DIY little ruffled paper trim here. So I thought maybe that would go and we could tie that in. I don't know. That was my thought process. Okay, so let's get going on this. Okay, I got some glue stick. We'll grab some wet glue along with my art glitter glue, and let's see what we can do. So this is my biggest piece, so let's start there, I guess. And let's tear this down. See, it's getting top heavy, so I'm going to have that problem every time I go to work on the page. And I'm going to use the edge of my desk, as I usually do, as my little tear ruler here, so excuse me for a second. And let's see if that'll work. And it does, a little short, but that's fine. And I think that might be a little bit long. So I don't want the whole page to be covered up with the sheet music. Let's I don't want straight edges. So let's go about half. And then I was thinking maybe do half with the pattern paper or the sewing pattern paper. And I definitely want the lined so we can tell that it's from a sewing pattern. So we'll just use these lines on the pattern as a guide to go around the paper. And we're just going to put it down. And then I'll do a rough tear along the edges. And this is going to give me a hassle, so then I could just rough tear this just like that. And of course I'm going to keep these scraps, never know when they'll come in handy. Okay, and do this little rough tear at the top. Okay, move that out of the way. Come back in, and now do I want this one on top or do I want it underneath? I guess it doesn't really matter, we'll put it underneath. Make sure those edges are down nice and smooth. Okay. And I know I might be a little bit out of frame. I'm just a little top heavy here. There we go. Okay. And I am going for a little black and white theme, but I want to bring in a little bit of ink just so I get a little bit of contrast between the two papers. So I'll bring in a little bit of vintage photo, and I guess I could have used black soot, but I guess it's just habit of grabbing vintage photo. Okay, and we'll put that down right here. Okay. Edge there. Okay, so that's our base. So let's see what else we've got. So our next main picture is our cutie patootie Betty Boop here and our plant and this. So we've got black and white on this side, so obviously I'm going to have to bring this piece over to this side. Well, maybe we can just do something just as easy like that. And I like this red just for something for a little color, other than the color in her outfit. I like being able to bring this in. You know what we can actually do? Let's nestle this right in the ribbon. What do we do about that? What do you think? I kind of like that idea. And trim that off just so it's, you could see the red ribbon behind there just so it's not so stark and bright. Let's do that on one of the pieces. We don't have to do it on both. So I'm just going to run a little bit of glue right down the middle. Okay. Then some glue on the back of the ribbon. I think we'll run this right down here. For starters, and I do think I like that. That takes up a lot of space there. We'll put that right there. Okay, and cut this down so the whole piece doesn't go to waste. And we do have to make room for this to get tucked in. Okay, so we will not glue the right side of this down. Only the top, the left, and the bottom. Allowing room for my prompt list. Okay. I kind of just like this pattern paper for some reason. So I'm just going to take a piece of it and bring it over here. For no particular reason. It's a collage, so. Okay, well, we've got a couple more pieces of ribbon. Now I can use this for my tab hole. Give that a minute to dry. Okay. Just put that like that. So we got a little bit of the pattern paper incorporated in a couple different places. We've got some of the red color incorporated in a couple of the different places. It doesn't take away from the focal point, which is Betty Boop. We've got a little color other secondary color with the plant. Got the butterfly. Let's wait to put that down. I should have waited on a couple elements because I still have to do the paint. So let's do that. And all the colors are pretty bright. So I'm thinking just some maybe green or yellow, because we've already got green in the picture. So I don't think green would be too bad, and then maybe a little bit of yellow. And I'm going to use, I don't want to get paint on her, so I'm going to cover that up. And I don't think I want to get paint on that. Just to kind of have it hit and miss in different spots. And then we'll see what we end up with. I guess I could use this. Okay, let's see if we can splatter some color down on here. That's definitely splatters. And it's craft paint, so it is going to take a minute for this paint to dry, because I used this paint last week and it was a Dickens. I thought I was going to end up having to bring out my heat tool to get it to dry, but it took a good hour on its own, I'll tell you. So, and I got some good sized dollops here. Okay, let's see how that looks and see if we need any more. I have some Mod Podge here. I wonder if I can splatter some. So I'm going for my black and white, remember. Splatter some white on here as well. Okay. I think that's good. Got just as much on my desk as I do on my collage, but I can clean that off. Okay. Alrighty, I think that's good. So I will keep this. So these are gonna have to go discard those because they've got splatters of paint on them. Not a problem. They serve their purpose. Another handy for that paint. Very good. Okay, and now I need to put my cute little butterfly down. Where do I want that to live? Somewhere where there's not paint, right? Probably over here where there's no red, huh? I'll just set it there. Okay, that's all I've got except for this piece of ribbon. Do I want to use that somewhere? Wonder if I can make a small bow out of this. Let's see if my hands will work. Sometimes I can get it and sometimes I can't, guys. Let's try one more time. If not, I think I'll just discard this little piece. Might get it this time. Come on. Ta-da! I got it. I just need to shape it. Okay, very cute. Grab my scissors and trim my tails. And we'll put that right there. Because it looks like that's kind of like missing something or something. Like we need something there, huh? Oops. I just hope my book will close. That's a thin lace though. I'm sure it'll close flat when I go to close it. Well, that just looks like paint. Okay, very cute. I think it looks pretty full. I think that paint fills it up. If it wasn't for the paint, it might look a little bit sparse actually, but I think putting those spatters of paint really fills the collage up. It adds a little more texture, a little more color. I like it. Okay, so that is done. Let me close my glue here. I can't put my prompt list in there until the glue my paint splatters dry, but it will tuck right in there. But again, I've got a ribbon. I've got it in a couple different places along with the little ribbon bow there. Plant, front and center, a person in whichever form. I've got Betty Boop, splashes and splotches. I've got three different colors of that. Sheet music, I've got that. And for a bonus, I've got a piece of sewing pattern paper there along with a couple of other elements just to fill the page. Well, that was fun. That turned out much nicer than I anticipated. I like it. So once the paint dries, I'll be able to close my book and get ready for next week, okay? So thank you so very much for following along with me today, guys. I hope you like the collage. If you want to follow along and see what everybody else is doing for the week, all you have to do is use hashtag 2022 CWP14 and it will pull up the list of what everybody is creating for the week. Again, this is Sunday, so it's the first day, but usually you'll get a list of everybody. Usually between Sunday and Monday, you get the majority of what everybody's doing for the week. So thank you so very much. I appreciate your time. You guys have a wonderful, wonderful week. Take care and God bless. Bye-bye.